Hey everybody, Jim from Jim's Coleus. All right, so it's been under a week. You know what? As I see the spring progress and the days get longer now, and I see my beautiful Coleus, the germinations that I potted just a few days ago are just taking so well. We're going to get over here and take a look at them. But also, if you're following along and you have your rootings in pots, I'm going to show you a little trick that I do, which is not really an uncommon trick. It's something that you know, if you've been following me along for years, to get those rootings. Once they're in the pot, it's been a week or so, they're pretty stable. They're watered, fertilized. There's a little trick we're going to go right now to get your rootings going, and it's going to pay off. And remember this, this is a basic concept how I take care of my Coleus as they grow, to get them growing even faster and so they look fresh and beautiful all season long. So let's go take a look at the rooting and of course the beautiful Coleus germinations that we just potted. So let's go take a look. Just to let you know, you see how we've got some of these older leaves here? It's kind of draping down. This one had a lot of leaves that were just older and they were kind of falling down. This is the perfect time to start trimming. Once you get your rootings into pots, give them a week or so like I do. Make sure that they're taking well. And then start to trim. Like I'm going to trim this. Trim a lot of these. I'm going to trim here, here. I'm going to trim a lot of these older leaves, and that will promote some more growth. So, cut your leaves. Get some of those bottom leaves growing. And you want to get these older leaves out of here and let the energy, divert the energy to these little guys and get them growing in. And you may think to yourself, oh, well, you know, what's the difference? I have these beautiful leaves here now. In the long run, it may seem like redundant or you know, fruitless to cut off these leaves, but we got the whole season ahead of us. And these are older from last year. So we got it in the pot. Let's get some new leaves growing. And in the end, that's going to promote, it's going to divert the energy that normally would go to really nourishing older, maybe worn older leaves. Let's get some fresh leaves going. Promote a nice bushy Coleus. So you can see this one here, I really gave it a good haircut. And it hurts, but believe me, as the days get longer, it's going to really pay off. So trim. Don't worry, you can't trim too much. I could basically cut these off here too. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that because they really need to go. They really need to go. So, yeah, it hurts, but this is an important concept. And if you've been following me for years, you know what? You know how this really, how effective this is. How it's a necessary evil. So trim it. Make sure you fertilize. Make sure it gets plenty of light, and it's gonna, this little action of trimming is gonna pay back tenfold. You're gonna have an even more beautiful Coleus coming in. Don't be afraid to trim. Okay, so As you can see, they're doing really well. And so far, I've been looking through all of the trays. I've done about 5 trays so far. And so far, they're all doing pretty well. So I'm just going to continue to let them grow. I haven't watered them since the day, you know, that I shot that last video, since I potted these, because the soil, you can see the soil is still moist. So there's a, you know, in case you were wondering how often you should water them, really it depends on how much heat and sunlight. Now again, this bay window throws off an awful lot. It gets a lot of light, but we've had some overcast days, and again, it's still spring, so we're not getting that really harsh sunlight. Once it starts getting in the 70s outside, hopefully we'll be out in the greenhouse. But in the past, they'll tend to dry out a little faster. And again, a good way to really gauge is to, you know, dig down with your finger. If you're not sure, dig down with your finger, and it should be moist. Then you know you're still pretty good. Again, these little guys here, and this Miracle Grow moisture control potting mixture is really, really good. And it maintains the water. It has materials in it that absorb water, so you're not over-watering it. And it releases water, so you're not under-watering it. So, but look at the beautiful color. And I do rotate these trays around. Lots of fabulous color. They're all growing real well. As you know, I have some time-release fertilizer mixed in, as well as the liquid fertilizer mixed in the water. It's very mild, but they're doing really, really well. And I just keep them on autopilot right now. Check them every day. I rotate them around every couple of days. And I have, you can see, even though we're by the window, I have the grow lights going on also, because they love light. They crave sunlight, and the spectrum of light that these grow lights provide just really increases the, you know, the health and the growing conditions that these little guys are in. This is gonna be my Super Bowl. Every year I do this, and this is my Super Bowl, my Daytona 500, my World Cup, all mixed up in one. So I have a few in there. So this keeps me pretty busy. And again, by the time I'm done here, every single rack here will be loaded with trays. You can see I have the trays already pre-filled up. I have the potting mixture pre-filled up. Now, the one thing I noticed, if you're going to do this, if you're growing a lot of Coleus and pre-potting and traying, after a few days, this potting mixture is going to evaporate, even more so than that. So you're going to add a little bit of water to each pot right before you go to plant your little Coleus season, your germinations. Just a little idea. Just give it a little bit of moisture on top. Makes it a little easier for you to drop your Coleus plant in. You know, I wasn't really going to shoot a video till next week, but I'm just so excited about how things are going on. And I know you guys, look at that one. Keep an eye on that. That is going to be gorgeous. Love that color. But, you know, again, I was going to wait until like next week to shoot a video, but I know you guys are following along, and you're right at the same point as I am. Maybe you're, you know, I've got a number of comments and pictures, especially on Instagram, of people following along whose Coleus are maybe a little bit smaller than this, or they're about this size here. When's a good time to separate? And just to give the idea, you know, this is a good size. Now you have a couple in there that are smaller. So let them get, your ideal thing is to get them around this size and get them into pots. But once you get them into pots, they really start to take off. They really do. It's like getting your own place. You know, when you first move out of your parents' house, you get your own place. You're kind of spreading out, getting your own thing going, getting your own furniture. That's what these little guys are doing. That's so beautiful. I had mentioned earlier how I dropped this tray. So I had them labeled, so I had an idea of what's what. But that went out the window because pretty much all of these that I've potted so far came from this tray. And this was the tray that I dropped. So everything's mixed up. I have no idea what's what. But you know what? That's fine. Actually, I prefer it that way. It's more exciting. Now I don't know. I mean, I could tell, sort of. I think that's a jitters. I could tell by this the Coleus. I could tell that this is a Darth Vader. Pretty much so. And I believe that is a Colossal Marble coming in. So, there's a couple of Darth Vaders. So, but for the most part, I'm not really sure of what they are yet. I have an idea, but we're not going to spoil the fun. So I'm going to do a few more. I'll probably do another tray today. And eventually we'll have all of these trays, all of these racks filled with trays. Okay, everybody, so stay tuned. As they grow, I'll be knocking out more and more videos, and once we get outside, it'll really be even more exciting because we'll be out in the elements, enjoying these beautiful Coleus and making pots and planters, giving you guys great ideas of what you could do with these. So any questions or comments, no matter how trivial you think it is, shoot me a comment either here on this video or, again, go to Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Follow me on Instagram. You send me photos if you're having a problem with a Coleus. And I just received a picture from Maddie Figs. She had bought some seeds off of me on eBay. Again, if you need some seeds, I still have about 6 packs left. 6 or 8. Go to Jim's Coleus on eBay. Anyway, she bought some. She planted 36 Coleus. 36 of the 36 seeds that she planted are growing, and they look great. But I did notice she sent me a photo because she had asked what's a good time, maybe can I separate these now? And a lot of them were ready, but I noticed that they were a little leggy. So I told her, I said, you know what? Increase the light a little more. They're starting to get leggy. When they start, if your Coleus is starting to get leggy, it means they're looking for more light. They're stretching out. They're like, where's some light? They're like looking up over wherever they're in. If they're in a pod or whatever, they're looking for more light. So if you see that your Coleus look really stringy and long, it means they're looking for more light. So increase the light. Either keep it by a sunny location, move it. If you have a tray, move it to a window as the sun moves from one room to another, or supplement it, like I do, with your grow light. So just a little anecdote. Leggy Coleus, they're looking for light. Remember, light, moisture, and warmth. Those 3 are the keys from seed to seed. All right, so stay tuned. We'll get back to you guys soon. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching Jim's Holiest Coleus. Take care, everybody.